So I'm sitting here at the hive and they're very active. Again, the entrance is at the top. The chair has just been pushed up there as like a deflector, trying to help them know to go to the top since it used to be at the bottom. So I wanted to read a book. It's a kid's book, Honeybees, National Geographic for kids. It's a real easy reader, but I thought it would be interesting to read that while we can actually watch the beehive. Look, a honeybee buzzing through a warm afternoon. A little worker bee dips into colorful flowers again and again and again. Let's see if I can show you that picture. And over there in the little box it just says a honeybee visits hundreds of flowers a day, tasting each one with its feet. From each flower she collects a sweet liquid called nectar. She sips the runny nectar through her straw-like tongue and stores it in a special just for honey tummy. The honeybee's tongue is called a proboscis. Okay, and you can see the tongue, the proboscis. Flower pollen dust the bee like fluffy golden snow. Every once in a while she stops, rolls the pollen into balls, and stuffs these into tiny sacks on her back legs. You can see the pollen sac on the back leg there. We sometimes refer to that as pollen pants. Honey, I'm home. When the bee is so heavy with nectar and pollen she can barely fly, she heads home to the hive. Thousands of other workers are arriving home too. And this right here is a frame inside the hive. Inside the hive, the air hums with excitement. Bees bustle to and fro. The whole colony works together for its queen. As long as she is safe and healthy, so is the hive. Worker bees bring her food and carry out her waste. They fan their wings to cool and keep the hive cool. And again, that's what it looks like in the colony when the beekeeper's managing it. He or she has the frame in there. One of the most important jobs in the hive is caring for the queen's many eggs. Through spring and summer, she lays up to 2,000 eggs per day. She wiggles her abdomen down into a honeycomb and drops each egg into its own six-walled cell. An eggshell melts away, and hello, larva. The chubby baby looks nothing like a bee, yet. For 3 days, the larva is fed a milky mush called royal jelly. Then it is switched to a honey pollen mixture called bee bread. Each larvae weaves a cocoon. Inside its body keeps growing and changing. crawl. Finally, a honeybee chews open its cocoon and climbs out of its cozy cell. Ta-da! Honeybees keep their hive clean and neat, so the new bee's first job is to clean her room. Hives can be found in unusual places. Many honeybees live in human-made hives. A beekeeper opens the hive to remove part of the sticky golden honey. Honey, yum. Bye-bye, Buzzy. Hope you find a lot of lovely flowers. Busy as a bee. There is plenty of work to do in a honeybee hive. Every worker does each of these jobs in order, moving from one to the next every few days during her 6 weeks of life. Worker bees are always female. Can you buzz like a bee? Each hive has only one queen bee. She is the only one able to lay eggs. The eggs are as tiny as the very tip of a brand new crayon. Or we like to call them like little pieces of rice. That's what we think of the size. What is one chore that you do at home? Have you ever seen a bee on a flower? Do flowers grow near home or school? Here's a good fact. Male honeybees are called drones. They do not work in the hive, and they only live long enough to mate with their queen. When fall arrives and the weather turns cold, drones are kicked out of the hive. I've had one bee buzzing around my mouth. She must like my lip gloss. It's making it hard to talk. The bee is the key. When bees fly from flower to flower, tiny grains of pollen stick to their feet and then get dropped off to another flower. That's called pollination, and what helps flowers make more flowers. Bees pollinate many food crops too. Without bees, we couldn't enjoy things like apples and blueberries, cherries, cucumbers, strawberries, or melons. Bees are an important part to the ecosystem. You can help them by planting nectar-rich flowers like daisies and marigolds, blue flowers like salvia. Bees seem to like the color blue. You might also plant any of the fruits or berries mentioned above, as well as broccoli, pumpkins, and tomatoes. Do you know about a waggle dance? A waggle dance is when a worker bee returns to the hive. It sometimes does a waggle dance. The special wiggle-waggle moves are actually directions that show other workers where to go to find flowers. Can you look at the picture and waggle dance like a honeybee? You enjoyed it, or at least learned something. If you have some seeds, go plant some seeds. Give some bees some food.